here because we've had some useful conversations on the situation, the unfolding situation in Afghanistan. I've spoken to him over the telephone 3 times, and we had a very good discussion in New York. So today we dwelled further on what we had discussed in New York, and I shared with him our assessment of the situation in Afghanistan, and I also shared with him my interaction with Mr. Borrell, the High Representative of the European Union, on how EU can engage with Afghanistan and how can we collectively agree on a way forward. We also availed this opportunity to review our bilateral relations, and I'm happy to share with you that they are on an upward trajectory. There's a lot that can be done, and we have discussed how we should put in that extra effort to improve our bilateral trade and promote and attract more investments into Pakistan. I shared with the Foreign Minister and gave him our preference that these are the 3 areas where we feel that we can benefit from Danish help. For example, renewable energy, and we have welcomed some of the initiatives announced. For example, the Green Partnership Agreement signed between Denmark and Pakistan will give us opportunities of greater cooperation in renewable energy. The fact that that both sides have agreed towards, and Denmark has included Pakistan in the Danish energy transition initiative. This will help us promote our capacity building within the Ministry of Energy and how we can move ahead in this direction. We also discussed the advantages of enhanced parliamentary interaction and the need to promote it. I asked the Foreign Minister to look at the visa categorization that we have been put into and have a fresh look at the travel advisory that we have between our 2 countries. I thanked him for the support we've received on GSP Plus status from Denmark, and I'm looking forward to his continued support in the days ahead. I also shared with him the concrete steps Pakistan has taken in FATF, which are concrete, comprehensive, verifiable, and how Denmark should play its role in helping Pakistan out of the grey list. So I will conclude by thanking you once again for your visit to Pakistan, and hopefully collectively we will work together to build a better bilateral relationship and to see that our region is peaceful and stable. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Foreign Minister Qureshi, for receiving me so kindly here in Islamabad. My first visit as Foreign Minister, and I believe almost first visit in 10 years from a Danish Foreign Minister to Pakistan. We had many virtual conversations, phone conversations, 3 times during August, and I'm really pleased that we can meet face to face and have I think a very productive, a very comprehensive discussion. We had a good and open discussion, and it was something that I really appreciate. We do not necessarily agree on everything, but we have many shared interests that we also had time to discuss and find solutions to. Listen, I once again want to convey my deepest gratitude to Pakistan for assisting with the Danish evacuation effort with rapid, efficient, and also substantial support, also in the airport, of course, in Islamabad. It was only hours after I spoke with Foreign Minister Qureshi, we were granted permission to use the airport facilities. Thank you, Minister, for that. This arrangement has been crucial in our evacuation and became a model for a number of countries to follow. We also had opportunity yesterday to thank the staff in the airport that assisted Danish authorities and staff there during the evacuation effort. We have evacuated more than 1,000 people out of Kabul, our own nationals, people who work for us, and vulnerable Afghans and their families. We also discussed, and I appreciate that, the situation in Afghanistan in detail. We are, of course, deeply worried that Afghanistan become a safe haven for terrorist groups. The people of Pakistan knows the horrors of terrorism better than anyone else. Thousands in this country have died, and Pakistan is a very important country in the region. So we had a frank and good discussion on how to deal with the new Taliban regime, how it can become the government in Afghanistan become more representative, inclusive, also respecting fundamental human rights, including the rights for all, including women and minorities, and also ensuring girls can go to school again. Things like that was very important. Listen, we have a strong and long bilateral relationship, Pakistan and Denmark. For the past 70 years we had diplomatic ties. We now plan to strengthen them further in areas such as climate change, energy, green transition, but also sustainable trade and commercial ties. There's a huge potential here. We have seen some growing trade relations, and it's an upward curve, but we can do even more. And I want to commend the energy transformation and also the climate efforts that the Pakistani government is doing. I was very pleased to plant a tree with His Excellency before our meeting started. On renewable energy, there is a lot to do. We can work together, and I have also decided that we want to boost our embassy here in Islamabad so we can have even more manpower for this type of cooperation. I'm also happy that we discussed this green framework today that we can have together. So listen, I want to say I know how important Pakistan is to the stability and security of the region, to the stability and security in Afghanistan, and that we need to work together because despite the situation in August in Afghanistan, we all have a keen interest in finding a way forward. We will not turn our back to the situation in Afghanistan. We will still stand up to fight that Afghanistan again becomes an international safe haven for terrorist groups, that the basic rights of the people that lives in Afghanistan, the population, is respected, and that we will create stability and security in the whole region. So thank you so much for receiving me so kindly. It's really good to be here in Pakistan as a foreign minister.